If you are watching this video, you are likely planning to travel from Kenya to Rwanda by bus. So let me walk you through the full journey.
Busia entering to Kenya and Gatuna entering to going to Rwanda.
Ticket prices, border tips, what to expect, and all the insider bits you'll want to know. But before we dive in, let's get to know each other first. I will start.
Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brenda, but you can just call me Bray.
I am a travel storyteller, an explorer at heart, and a planner by nature. If I have explored it, best believe I am giving you all the tea. What about you? Where are you watching from? Please drop a comment and let me know. Now that we are acquainted, let's hit the road, shall we? My bus of choice was Trinity Express, which is located on Duruma Road in Nairobi, Kenya. The ticket was going for 7,500 Kenyan shillings, and they have two departure times, 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. Booking is done at the office, and the tickets sell out fast, so it's important that you plan ahead. If it's your first time, I would recommend the 12 p.m. bus. It gets you to Kigali the next day around 3 p.m., which is much earlier than the 4 p.m. bus that arrives closer to 6 p.m. Arriving that late in a new country can actually feel pretty overwhelming. Now, full disclosure, even though I booked the 12 p.m. bus, we didn't actually leave at 12. Our departure got pushed to 8 p.m. because of the ongoing elections in Uganda, and because the bus did not communicate the delay earlier, I had to go back home and return later. So if you're planning this trip, be ready for some flexibility and perhaps just go with the flow. The bus passes through Uganda and has about 6 stretches, which are Nairobi to Nakuru, Nakuru to Busia, Busia to Kampala, Kampala to Mbarara, Mbarara to Gatuna border, and finally Gatuna border to Kigali. Depending on the schedule, the bus might also make a quick pit stop in Kisumu to pick up more passengers before heading to Busia. We left Nairobi at 8 p.m. sharp, and our first stop was Nakuru, which is about 2.5 hours into the journey. You get around 10 minutes to stretch, grab a snack, or use the washroom. And I have to say, those Nakuru washrooms were some of the cleanest I experienced the whole trip. This might sound small, but when you're on a bus for that long, clean toilets become a luxury. Around 5:42 a.m. the next day, we arrived at Busia border, about 6 hours after leaving Nakuru. Busia border connects Kenya and Uganda, and it's one of the busiest crossings in the region alongside Malaba. It is a one-stop border post and operates 24/7. Border checks can take time, like ours took about 1 hour 30 minutes, but as long as your documents are ready, you will be fine. Speaking of documents, if you are traveling from Kenya to Rwanda as a Kenyan citizen, here's what you need. 1. A valid passport with at least 6 months validity, or an interstate pass. This is free via eCitizen. Just carry it with your ID. 2. A yellow fever certificate, especially for Uganda. This is very mandatory. In fact, without it, you're going to face a lot of problems at the immigration offices. I'm not quite sure about this information, but you can as well get one at the immigration offices. East African citizens do not need a visa for Rwanda. Quick pro tips. Be polite at immigration, especially on the Ugandan side. They can genuinely show you dust. 2. Avoid anything camouflage in Uganda. civilians aren't allowed to wear or carry camouflage items. I know of a YouTuber who had a camouflage backpack and was forced to get rid of it. After border checks, change a bit of money into Ugandan shillings. You will need it for food and stops. I changed about 2,000 Kenyan shillings and got a rate of 1 Kenyan shillings is equivalent to 27 Ugandan shillings. Quick tip, don't exchange money with the first guy who approaches you. Compare rates with at least 2 other money changers before settling on one. The third leg of the journey is from Busia border to Kampala and takes about 5 hours. If you're lucky, it can be less. But the many police checks along the way can also slow you down. Like in our case, we were stuck at a checkpoint in Jinja for almost 30 minutes because of a missing document. These stops can really affect the timing. We arrived in Kampala at around 12:30 p.m. and we made a stop at the Trinity booking office for lunch and a bathroom break. While you are there, please do yourself a favor and try katogo and ginat with meat. It's basically matoke with a rich peanut sauce, but the way they make it, so good. It costs about 6,000 Ugandan shillings, and I genuinely still think about that dish to this day. I also grabbed a bottle of water and Novida, which quite frankly, I was excited about because I haven't seen it in Kenya in forever. Where did it disappear to? Next leg was Kampala to Mbarara, another long stretch which took about 5 hours. Mbarara city is the second largest city in Uganda after Kampala and also the second transit town between Rwanda and Uganda. At 6 p.m., we finally made it into Mbarara and we stopped for the usual bathroom break, stretches, and a tiny moment to breathe. By this point, exhaustion was settling in and I needed a pick-me-up. So I grabbed some snacks, starting with gonja. And honestly, this snack is so underrated. Ugandans watching this, you got to confirm if I am right. I also got some sim-sim and a cup of coffee to take the edge off. Random observation. There was something about the rooftops in Mbarara that really caught my attention. I kept noticing the same pattern almost everywhere. Ugandans, again, if you're watching this, what's the story behind that? Please educate us in the comments. Why this type of roofing? After another 2.5 hours on the road, and we were finally at the Uganda-Rwanda border. This was around 9 p.m. On the Ugandan side, the crossing is called Katuna, and once you cross into Rwanda, it's called Gatuna. Areas of interest near Katuna border include Lake Bunyonyi, Bwindi National Park, Mgahinga Gorilla National Park, and Ihimba Hot Springs. Crossing at Katuna is generally smooth, but hectic. Rwanda immigration is very strict because you have to get out of the bus with all your things. Like literally,
Kila mtu atauchukua.
Thorough custom checks and COVID-19 screening is done. Expect the immigration officer to ask details of your trip plus proof of accommodation, which I urge you to have booked beforehand. In my case, I had booked on booking.com, but the address was not clear, so they literally had to call my host to confirm the address. Also, plastic bags are not allowed in Rwanda. Get rid of them before you cross. If you're carrying brand new items still in packaging, you might be taxed. It's good to be aware of that. Border clearance took us another 1 hour 30 minutes. You can as well exchange a small amount of money into Rwandan francs at the Forex Bureau at the immigration offices. But if you're arriving in daylight, you can wait and change money in Kigali for better rates. The final leg of the journey from Katuna to Kigali took us about 2 hours. Rwanda is 1 hour behind Kenya, so keep that in mind. The bus's final stop is Nyabugogo bus station in downtown Kigali. We arrived at around 11:30 p.m. Rwandan time, which was 12:30 a.m. Kenyan time. Safe to say, I was exhausted. I could not feel my body. But I got lucky because my seatmate gave me a free ride to my accommodation. Shout out to Sonia. In conclusion, traveling by bus requires patience because without it, you'll actually lose your mind. But if it means saving money, girl, count me in. Flights to Rwanda were about 45K one way, and that's almost what I spent during my entire 2 weeks there. The bus wasn't the most comfortable, but Trinity did have a few amenities that made the journey easier, like Wi-Fi when it worked, AC, a bottle of water, charging ports. Just make sure you bring a USB-A to USB-C cable, adjustable seats, even if leg space was tight. Honestly, with all that and a little patience, the journey is totally manageable. And I mean, you save money for more fun in Rwanda. This video kicks off my Rwanda travel series where I'll be sharing everything you need to know about visiting Rwanda based on my real experience. From entry requirements and getting around to food, culture, things to do, and then some. Make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the rest of the series. 𝒅𝒂𝒏𝒕.